The shield is back, but this time, the world isn't the same. New enemies are rising, old alliances are cracking, and Sam Wilson steps into a legacy heavier than ever before. Today, we're diving into Captain America, Brave New World. A story about trust, power, and what it really means to lead when everything around you is falling apart. Let's get into it. The movie starts with Ross asking about his daughter, Betty, but is told she won't come because she has not forgiven him. He gives a speech, mentioning the chaos that almost destroyed humanity.
America has spoken in one of the most important elections of our lifetimes.
And is praised for becoming president. 5 months later, in Oaxaca, Mexico, Sam Wilson, Captain America, and Torres work on a secret mission approved by Ross to stop a dangerous group. They fight and defeat the criminals, but discover the Serpent Leader is involved. The Serpent Leader threatens a priest and his people to get information, but leaves when he hears about a threat. Captain America defeats the Serpent Leader's men and frees the priest. Meanwhile, Torres recovers the package. Ross visits the grave of Karen Lear Ross and is informed of the mission's success.
Hello?
Mr. President, the mission was a success.
All right, fill me in.
Sam and his team learn that the buyer planned to double-cross the Serpent Leader by secretly sending the container to Japan. Sam then trains with Isaiah Bradley, who expresses distrust of Ross, but Sam explains he's aware of Ross's actions. Later, Sam, Torres, and Isaiah attend a White House event, where Sam meets with Ross, who thanks him for recovering the container and wants to rebuild the Avengers. Sam reminds Ross he is the one who broke up the team, but Ross insists they need the Avengers to represent the country. He asks Sam to think it over. Later, Ross introduces Sam to the Prime Minister of Japan, and the three of them pose for a picture. After that, President Ross gives a speech about the recovered container. He explains that the container held a special metal that is more valuable and even stronger than vibranium. He thanks Captain America and Torres for recovering it, and everyone applauds them. But suddenly, in the middle of his speech, Isaiah Bradley starts shooting at the president, causing everyone to panic and run. Captain America tries to stop him, but Isaiah sees he's outnumbered and escapes through the window. Sam follows him, but just as Isaiah is trying to leave the building, a lot of police arrive to stop him. Sam begs him not to run and to surrender peacefully. Isaiah agrees to give up. Sam then goes to President Ross, who is surrounded by agents. Ross asks that all agents leave except Ruth, so he can have a private conversation with Sam. Sam defends Isaiah, saying he would never have done this on his own. He believes someone might have controlled him or manipulated him, but Ross and his assistant do not agree. They think Isaiah acted on his own and had a reason for what he did. Sam wants to investigate further, but Ross does not agree. He tells Sam that he is not Steve Rogers and gives Ruth full authority to handle the investigation. Later, Sam goes to see Isaiah to find out why he did what he did at the White House. Isaiah swears he would never hurt anyone like that. He says his day was normal until he suddenly found himself in the park, with no memory of how he got there or why he shot the president. Sam believes Isaiah is innocent. That day, Sam and Torres start their own private investigation. They discover that Isaiah might have been controlled using hidden signals, possibly through music. It looks like Ruth already figured this out too. Sam tells his partner to find out more about Ruth, the president's security advisor.
Find out what you can about her.
Copy that.
I'll call you back later.
After the call, Sam is attacked by the Serpent Leader. After a shootout, the Serpent Leader thinks he's killed Captain America, but Sam managed to escape. They fight, and the Serpent Leader stabs Sam. Sam eventually stops him for now, but gets into another fight, which ends with Sam landing a powerful hit that badly injures the Serpent Leader. As he struggles to breathe, Sam knocks him out. Sam then gets a call from an unknown number, congratulating him, but warning him that something bad is coming. Meanwhile, President Ross and other world leaders continue to discuss the treaty, but things get tense. The leaders question how they can trust Ross's leadership when he cannot even control his own country. They also notice Japan's prime minister, a key player in the deal, is missing. Torres tells Sam what he found about Ruth. He explains that Ruth was born in Israel and trained in the Red Room, meaning she was also a Black Widow.
She was born in Israel and trained in the Red Room. She's ex-widow.
Sam tells Torres to get ready because they are going on a mission together. Meanwhile, Ruth is on her way to see Isaiah. Suddenly, the same agent who let Sam in starts taking out some of the guards and prisoners. Without hesitation, he turns the gun on himself and pulls the trigger, while his radio keeps playing a particular song on repeat. Sam and Torres are told about Isaiah's attack, but Sam insists they keep going because they need to help Isaiah. Also, the buyer is very smart. Meanwhile, the president gets a call from the buyer, who threatens Ross, saying that once he has done with him, everyone will know who he really is, and people will hate him even more. Ruth decides to move Isaiah to a safer place since his security is no longer safe. The president calls her, telling her to meet him. Meanwhile, Sam and Torres arrive at their destination and quickly rush into the building. They only have 30 seconds to get in without being seen. Luckily, they break in, and when they look around, they are surprised to find that there are no prisoners, but a lab instead. Sam wonders why there is a lab in a prison. Soon, they find a list of people with pictures, including one of Isaiah, along with some secret documents in Japan. Ross finally meets the Prime Minister of Japan. He pushes the idea that sharing the metal, called adamantium, with the world is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. But the Prime Minister is not convinced because he's received some troubling information. He has learned that Ross's real plan is to steal the metal from the container. Back to Sam, who's watching a video with a hidden frequency designed to control people who hear it. Suddenly, the mysterious buyer steps out of the shadows. He admits that he hired the serpent leader to steal the container, but his real goal was to kill Ross. He wants revenge. He tells his story, saying that Ross threw him in prison without a trial. After an accident that changed his brain, the government secretly used him for almost 16 years, while Ross took advantage of him to get ahead. Things change quickly when the buyer talks about Sam, saying he wants Sam to finish what he started. Just as Sam tries to attack the buyer, a high-frequency sound is activated, which weakens Captain America.
Let me finish my work. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Then, some guards arrive, leading to a big fight. After a long battle, Sam and Torres manage to escape, but they run into more security guards. Luckily, Ruth arrives and knocks them out. As the three of them try to leave, they are arrested and told this is a direct order from the president. As this happens, the same controlling music starts playing again. Sam and his partners run for their lives while shooting, as the situation gets worse. Tension is high, and nothing is going the way President Ross wanted with controlling the alum. The president gives a strict order that could lead to war, but his assistant warns him about the risks. Meanwhile, Sam, Ruth, and Torres reach a safe place to investigate what they have learned. Sam then goes to talk to the serpent leader, who reveals that his old team found Stearns years ago. They gave him medication to keep his mind stable, but Ross increased the dosage to control Stearns and use him as a tool to gain power. When Ross became president, he promised to set Stearns free, but it was a lie. Ross also secretly funded the serpent leader through bribes. Stearns finally escaped and now wants revenge. Sam then goes to meet President Ross to tell him that Stearns is the one controlling everything. Stearns plans to use mind control to make Ross and Japan go to war. To their surprise, they find out that Stearns also has the president's personal data. Ross explains that the data was not for control, but because of his illness. Stearns has been helping Ross with a rare type of pill.
Because my heart was failing.
Ross tells Sam that he needs to stay alive for his daughter, so she can see there's more to her father. During their conversation, Ross gets urgent news and orders Sam and his team to go after a Japanese jet. Sam tries to warn them to stop the chaos, but things escalate as it seems they are being controlled. There's a big air chase. Meanwhile, Ross struggles with his heart issue while Stearns continues to threaten him.
Now we're getting somewhere. That fire in the belly.
Sam manages to stop all the missiles heading toward Ross's ship, but unfortunately, Torres gets hit by one and falls unconscious into the ocean. Captain America stops the air fight between Japan and the US over the Celestial Island. Back with the president, his assistant finds him in bad shape, but tells him about some good news. Torres is rushed for emergency surgery, as he's in critical condition. During this time, Sam is approached by Bucky Barnes, and the two share a hug. Sam talks about Ross asking him to restart the Avengers, but as he leaves, Ruth sees Bucky and seems interested in him. She talks to Sam about it, and Sam jokingly tells her that Bucky is 110 years old. Ruth replies that she can work with that.
He's 110 years old.
I can work with that.
We learn that the pill Stearns gave Ross contains gamma radiation, which Ross's body absorbs too quickly, meaning he constantly needs more. Stearns then starts his full villain arc, using his technology to trigger a heart attack, killing one of Ross's men. Back with Ross, he calls his daughter Betty. He's able to get through to her, and she apologizes for not calling him after the attack at the White House. Ross tells her he is fine, and apologizes for everything he has done. They agree to meet up soon. Stearns meets Sam to talk about Sam ruining his plan in the Indian Ocean. Sam explains that it was not about starting a war, but Stearns just wanted to destroy Ross's legacy. Stearns tells Sam that Ross turned him into a monster, so it's only fair that he does the same to Ross. Just then, Stearns is arrested. While President Ross continues his interview about the Indian Ocean and US interference, he starts hearing Stearns' voice from a speaker. Ross begins to transform into a huge red beast, similar to the Red Hulk. This catches everyone's attention. Ross sees his own reflection and barely recognizes himself, losing control. Captain America faces Red Hulk in a fierce battle, with Red Hulk destroying the White House and resisting military attempts to stop him. Red Hulk chases Captain America, and after Sam takes Ross to a place he loves, Ross becomes angrier and attacks Sam. He beats Sam, rips off his wing, and tries to kill him, but Sam escapes and knocks Red Hulk out. Ross eventually calms down, turning back into his human form, and is taken for treatment. Sam frees Isaiah from jail, proving his innocence.
I told you I'd get you out.
Took you so long.
Weeks later, Sam meets Ross, now locked up, and they discuss the pills Stearns gave him. Ross admits he gave up his power. Sam brings Betty to see Ross, making him emotional. The movie ends with Sam visiting Torres, who is recovering. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more.